Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So, as expected, nothing really got going. We did have a bit of a pullback. Now, we are in between the 150 EMA and the faster moving averages, but the faster moving averages have crossed over. So, typically, when you're in that position, you are expected to range. Sometimes just a bit of a pullback. We haven't hit the levels we were looking at yesterday, so those are still in play. And obviously this trend line that we bounced off is really, really, really strong. So it's a weekly trend line, which is why it is like that. So if we get down to the 3 hour and have a careful look here, lots of rejection, lots of buyers. Look at my oscillators, massive diversions above the moving averages. The 150 EMA is coming into the zone that we're looking at, and we have a separation and almost a crossover at the moment. So this is looking fairly interesting at the moment for a break to the upside. So before we get down to the next levels, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and also I'll share the Instagram account link on the video in the description below. And be sure to subscribe, because while we're traveling, we'll try and use Instagram to see anything, to highlight anything that we do see. Okay, so that's that. If we drop down to the hour, you see we have a crossover here of the moving averages. So 3 hour looking very bullish, looking like a bit of a flag for a move to the upside. Yet the 1 hour is looking like a crossover and possibly another leg down. So a bit of a mixed bag. We do have a little bit of diversions there, so that may be just a flash in the pan. Let's just get down to the 15-minute just to see. Now you see 15-minute, we've got a crossover of all the moving averages and we are below them. So I'm a little bit reluctant to pick up a move in this area. This level would be interesting, 15094. So we're obviously trying to test 15100, and then 15030 and 1500 would be the levels I'd be paying attention to the downside. But just bear in mind that your hour and from the hour down to probably the 5 minutes, you have various setups, and the 3 hour is bullish, the 8 hours starting to be bullish. So I will err on the side of the higher time frames, but we need to get above some structure here on the 15 minutes. So what I would argue is this level here at 15166, or round it off to 15150. We need to get back above that, build a base, and retest this trend line. But Friday's high is your ultimate level right now. I suppose we could argue, I think yesterday's high is just going to give you in line with the trend line. So Friday's high is the one we need to get up above. So from where we are now, that's a good 1% move in the market. So fairly large for a day's move without any noise. So yeah, I think it's probably going to be drifting a little bit lower still. I'd be paying attention. I'm actually going to discredit this level here at 15094. It's too close. I'm going to look at 1500. So 15030 and 1500. We'll see what happens there. If we start building a base there with some decent structure, then it's definitely an opportunity to jump in, just favoring the higher time frames. But if we do get above 15166, there's probably a move. You're going to keep a really tight stop loss, but it's going to be hardly a one-to-one trade. So yeah, it's probably safer just to sit back and wait, to be honest. If we do get some really strong moves to break through Friday's high, then there's definitely something on the cards. But for now, just watch this hour, because that is not a good signal, especially after having 1, 2, 3, 4 days of up, and then we just rolled over. So very, very interesting setup at the moment. The 3 hour is the one that I'm actually paying attention to. I think that's the one that we need to do. So 15100 is important, but I think 1500 dead is probably more important right now. So be patient, guys. It can go either way. I mean, I don't see it falling to the floor, but there is a juicy gap here. So it could come back to test this, and that would still be fairly bullish on the 3 hour. And then also probably set up a half decent channel of sorts. So be cautious. If you're unsure, keep your money in your pocket. And essentially, we need to break above last week's high before we can really say we're continuing to the upside. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.